If you're any type of crypto holder, you're going to want to pay attention to this new era that we are getting ready to enter. That is the end of this quantitative tightening on the Fed balance sheet. I want to show you a very quick clip as we start this video. This is from Jerome Powell earlier today. This is Tom Crown streaming what was going on. Listen to this very quick clip.
Our long-stated plan is to stop balance sheet runoff when reserves are somewhat above the level we judge consistent with ample reserves conditions. We may approach that point in coming months,
and that is the headline news of the day. Jerome Powell hints that they will be approaching end of balance sheet contraction in coming months. QT is winding down. So if you're looking at an altcoin market cap chart, if you're looking even at a Bitcoin chart, because many people don't even think Bitcoin has much room to run, I will explain in this video why I think both of these things have a lot of room to run, and we are just getting started. Please hit the subscribe and like on the way in. If you're not in our intelligence system, check us out. We have a free trial. Click the link below. Get access to our risk models. Here's a Bitcoin risk model, a very neutral 47, Cardano in a moderate buy 33, pre-bull market number. Go check out our risk models, and we have that free trial going on. So I want to look at this. And by the way, that was one piece of the headline news. Here's another. Fed Chair Powell said that Fed remains on track for more rate cuts as labor market risks outweigh tariff-driven inflation. So if we go to this chart now, that red arrow basically marks when crypto topped last cycle, right before what? Quantitative tightening started. And this QT, this season of QT has been multi-year. It's been longer than many would have anticipated. And right now, Jerome Powell earlier today, signaling that this is getting ready to come to an end. Now, the business cycle runs on liquidity, as we know. So when we're in this contraction phase, liquidity is like being pulled out of the system, which is not a good thing for risk on assets like crypto. But when liquidity starts expanding and we go into expansion, like the beginning of last bull market back here, guess what? Risk assets like crypto, they like that. They go higher. So when it contracts, risk assets go down, and we have a very solid picture of that in the bear market. And not only just the bear market, but everything else that was going on in the bear market. Notice what's in there. Fed hikes begin. The rate hikes begin. Right now, we're entering a season where quantitative tightening is not only, getting ready to stop, but we're not having rate hikes. We're just starting rate cuts. That's where we are right now. So we are in a very similar price area, interestingly enough, right? We're testing all-time highs when all of this started back here, but we're at the flip side of a business cycle. That's the key point right now. We are at the flip side of a business cycle. And I'm not suggesting that we're going to have like this move like this, okay? That's not my suggestion. I don't know what even the slowing down of QT will look like from a time frame perspective, and I don't know what QE will look like, right? So we'll have to monitor this chart. But we're now seeing quantitative tightening winding down, and this means that the tightening phase is coming to an end. So when we look at the charts and we look at data, this shift comes before the next wave of expansion. So I don't know what the expansion phase will look like. I just said that, but we know it's coming. Global M2 has been increasing. Rate cuts are starting, and the dollar is weakening, everybody. That's where we are right now. And when we go look at an altcoin market cap chart, it is primed to go higher. This is kind of this transition zone, and from a cycle perspective. So this is, and I know it sounds cliche, it sounds like clickbaity, but it has been higher highs and higher lows of accumulation. Altcoin ETFs are in play. Institutions are getting on board. They've been accumulating. And it really is, as we hover at all-time highs, in my opinion, that's all this is. Nobody knows. I do not know. I'm just giving you my very strong data-backed opinion. This is the quiet before the storm. And I want to point your attention to even what I saw Anthony Pompliano said earlier. The entire world was not predicting a stock market crash in 1929, 2000, or 2008. The more people predict it, the less likely it is to happen. My videos, especially lately, because of this altcoin market cap chart, have not been getting the most positive of feedback. That is to say, so many people just think it's game over for altcoins. And my continued bullishness on this chart is becoming very unpopular. I'm just going to say it. It is what it is. But I'm seeing the data how I'm seeing the data, and I'm not going to stop covering this until I get a more, maybe a macro confirmation of something else going in the other direction. But right now, all I'm getting is more confirmations of my macro thesis for this cycle. And even earlier with Jerome Powell and what he's saying, hinting that that QT is going to start coming to an end in the coming months. That's huge. For me, now is not the time to give up. And it's absolutely right now, as we're hovering at all-time high, and we can go lower. We've talked about in recent videos, Bitcoin and crypto could consolidate. Therefore, Bitcoin dominance might make a little bit of a move to the upside. We have a target at the 200-day moving average here on this chart up here, around 62%. It's in play. I don't know how the short term will play out. But on the macro, now is not the time to give up. Because if we're getting ready to go into expansion phase, or even just the end of QT, you're going to want to probably be in some risk assets like crypto. And for me, I've been accumulating crypto for years, and this is what the chart looks like right now. So for me, when I look at this, it's very simple to explain it simply. Right here is the beginning. Right here was the end. And we're at the same exact area on the altcoin market cap chart. All the while, if you go to our risk model for even that chart, the altcoin market cap chart, because that's what this is our risk model for that chart. You can just see it was topping out, right? Top down the 59 area, 50s again. Right now, we're at a 25. And you can look at 2 cycles ago, it topped out at 100. Right now, we're at a 25. So I wanted to share that with you today, just an update really from a macro perspective, what is going on. That's the data. I really like Anthony Pompliano's post here because it really is, the sentiment right now is just like, Dan, go away. There's not going to be an altcoin bull market. You're ridiculous. But I'm just saying, I think having so many people sharing that sentiment and doing it in such a confident way could be a very bullish signal that we are going higher. Put aside all of the other data that we've been talking about. So hit the subscribe, hit the like if you enjoyed this video. And if you're not in our intelligence system with our risk models, and if you think there will be a bull market and you want to get actionable insights, if we do enter a similar bull market to previous cycles, to know when to exit on these altcoins like Cardano at risky scores, get into our risk model. You can try it out right now. If you don't like it, simply cancel before the trial's over. So appreciate you watching. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.